Hello and welcome to Block 20 coverage report of the Global Blockchain Expo in London. I'm here with Steven Sprague, CEO of Rivetz. Thank you for being on the show, Steven.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So Rivetz is a blockchain-enhanced cybersecurity measure that interfaces directly with trusted execution environment built into microchips. Is this correct?
Yes, it is. Inside many of your devices today is a hardware security capability embedded within the chipsets. And what we do is we build software that exposes that capability and an application that runs actually within the hardware of the chipsets that will be there to manage and protect your private keys for messaging, blockchain, IoT services, and a number of other applications.
Okay, and you're about to launch the Developers Toolbox. So what kind of things will this allow developers to do?
Well, really for the first time, what it enables a developer to have is an embedded security capability that eliminates the need for username and password. So think of when you push Remember Me on a phone, instead of it just being stored somewhere in the operating system, now it's possible to really register that device with the service, and so that it won't forget you. That device now has an embedded key that logs you on every time. So I won't need two-factor authentication, I don't have to worry about losing my password, I won't have to worry about changing it all the time. It's very similar to the SIM chip that's already in your phone, which is really the best experience. You just dial the phone number and push send. You don't have all these other crazy mechanisms to log you in.
Okay, so a lot safer and secure than 2FA.
Absolutely, because it's really embedded within the device. We also offer a two-factor authentication service for phones and services that don't actually embed it. So like Gmail, if they don't support Rivetz natively, you can use our two-factor authentication service to log into your Gmail account, and again, leveraging the embedded hardware that's within the device.
Okay, and when do you plan to launch this Developers Toolbox?
So we expect the tools to be available in second quarter, so we're actually very close to them coming out and being available today. We have a number of developers who have them already in their hands and are building products with them, and we have some of the capabilities here that we're showing actually that enable those the security within the device.
And how do you foresee the initial adoption of the platform?
Well, I think it'll be interesting to see. You know, security is a very complicated thing. People like to talk about security and say they want more security, but in reality, we really want greater convenience. And we'll almost always say, yeah, forget the security thing, just like push the button. So we think that the real trick here is to provide a more valuable service and a higher quality experience. Security really, at the end of the day, is a user interface technology. And you should think of it that way. We have all these sort of annoying things with our devices. So if we can provide a better quality service in a simpler environment, then we really think we can help the consumer shift to a more secure future.
Okay. And is it true that Google has now mandated that all future apps on Android will have interface with trusted execution environment for enhanced security? And if so, how will this mandate affect Rivetz?
Well, so Google's building capabilities into the operating system for certain, but authentication is not enough. Anybody who's done, for example, a Bitcoin wallet knows you don't just log into your wallet and go home. You actually want to know, like, how many Bitcoin are you sending to an address? What address are you sending it to? Like, logging in and then getting the wrong ICO address isn't going to help you at all. So while authentication is interesting and very important across the spectrum, we really think we need to move to more of a secure messaging model as well as additional controls. So if we could give you a wallet, for example, that would only work in your house, that might be a great way to enable an additional security model because of where you live and the kind of security your house has. Other people may want it in a different way. So it's about providing a flexible solution that's embedded within the hardware of the device.
Okay, and you'll provide free services plus services that require the Rivetz token. What level of usership are you forecasting for these services that require Rivetz? For example, are there any current partners that you know will want to use these tokens for certain?
Yeah, so if you think about our environment, there's a good way to think about our business going forward is really there are two things that drive the business. The number of services that adopt, and we've announced today about 20 partners that are embedding the toolkit all across the board, from media to exchanges to payment technologies, etc. And then the other challenge is how do we drive real volume? And you'll see from us ongoing relationships with some of the carriers. We've been working with one of the carriers since our ICO around really the next generation of enhanced security that only a carrier could bring to these devices. So if we can take 200 or 300 million devices and bind to that a whole collection of services, then I think there's really a market that can develop here that's got some real scale to it.
Okay, that's great. Congratulations on the partnerships. Decentromedia actually predicted last year that Rivetz would announce a steady stream of partnerships, including significant ones, which has already come true, so congratulations. What is it about this company that is making you seal more partnerships than any other company in the blockchain tech space right now?
Well, so Rivetz is an interesting piece of the puzzle. I come from, and many of my team members come from, a background in trusted computing. We spent the better part of a decade and a half and literally hundreds of millions of dollars building use cases around digital signature, electronic wallets, digital cash, microtransactions, content and media controls, fintech, healthcare. Sound familiar? And so the use cases that have been built around trusted computing are being replayed into the blockchain space. And so bringing these two technologies together is really valuable. In the end of the day, trusted computing devices operate tokens. Tokens operate blockchains. And so you could think of a Trezor or a Ledger as a trusted computing device that operates your token. And is obviously a much better solution than like a browser-based wallet. You shouldn't really put a lot of money in a browser-based wallet. They're very convenient, but they're not very secure. And so this is how we bring the right pieces of the puzzle together on a long-term basis.
Do you want to make any fresh partnership announcements on the show right now?
Sure, we're actually showing here for the first time a relationship with a company in the UK where we're in the process of acquiring them that provide a payment capability within the platform so that how hardware security is embedded within their payments application, and they already have a few hundred users that are using a payment application in the UK. So we're really excited to be working with them and bringing a full payments capability to the Rivetz platform and to all of our partners eventually.
And congratulations on getting listed on Bancor. Do you see any other exchanges coming up in the foreseeable future?
Yeah, the availability and tradability of our token is very important to us, but it comes with the deployment of the product. Actually, I would tell you where we're mostly focused is how are we going to make it, a friend of mine uses the term grandma simple, to buy $3 worth of Rivetz tokens because you want them for cybersecurity services. So how do you go from fiat or a Visa card or other tokens directly in? Bancor does a fantastic job of enabling that for crypto to crypto. We still have a lot of work to go in fiat to crypto to make this possible. And we're working on the tools to do that so that we have all the right licensing infrastructure in place and mechanisms in place so that Rivetz can be used. Rivetz is a very strong e-commerce platform. And so we bring some of the security that's missing to make it safe on a regular basis to spend a little bit of fiat into crypto. And so we're really focused on that experience as well. What's the retail experience for tokens is very important. Our business won't work if it's too hard to buy tokens.
And is there anything else you'd like to let our viewers know?
No, I think that's great. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for joining us.